quite rapidly.
It didn't take me, it's still on.
I know, it just means that it's on.
Yes, they don't waste your battery now.
Do you use it? Just blind duty there.
Yes, it's on now.
You take your finger out.
Okay, take your finger off now.
It's still recording.
It's still recording there, isn't it?
Looks very confident on it. Can they not bring them to there? Going down there and sit on the horse.
No.
Gear.
Do you know what the hold up was?
Yeah, back on one of those.
Tell him, it's genuine.
He raised it over his shoulder and because everyone. We must be free.
The only way I get on it.
Will you come all the way home for this?
Yeah. You can only get this in Ireland.
Girls!
You'd think that we wouldn't allow to bring out caddy cars out there and horses on the course. Then what we're going to do?
Pauline! Just here. Here, Rita. Rita. Don't know here. Rita, did you hear that? Art. Sorry, go on. White flag is over.
Let them off. 6-4 the field.
Sorry.
One Pauline.
Andy, get your gun.
Let's come in, Johnny, a little bit. Right.
There is a horse here between us, you know that.
Right, come on, let's go. Lovely. Ollie, give me a chin up. Come on, Darren. That's great. Lovely.
You watch your fingers, just hold up the chair and
Oh, yeah. That's it. Give the horse a kiss.
I will.
Just look up towards the horse. Come on. Oh, bye, darling. There we are. Thank you. Ollie, don't
Right, Jack, now. Jack. He's nearly there.
Huh?
But she that on as well.
Yeah, thank you.
No, it's on now. Yeah, there's tables around the place.
You can't go. Stay on the train. I won't even walk when you get over the train.
Brian, I have a letter.
Oh, I heard something about that.
Johnny, just a minute.
Hey, Johnny, you
Sorry. Johnny, hold on a minute. Marvin!
There you are, stay where you are now.
Hold it, Johnny.
Johnny, don't mind, Dad. You hit
Okay.
Johnny, hit it.
Whenever you're ready, Captain. Whenever you're ready.
My hands are getting cold.
What? Yes, in behind now.
Now, Johnny,
Right,
make
Captain.
this a good one. Over the drain,
All right. There you go.
Okay, Johnny.
John Joe.
There you are now, don't.
Here's for some material.
Jack,
The ball. No ball. You didn't give me a ball for it.
Jesus.
To the rescue.
But we have a levy for a golf ball.
I put it on my account.
Where are you going now?
Up to the girls.
What's the ditch down there now?
Hey, Pop.
Cheers, dude.
Control the weather. They're very lucky.
Mind John now, I know. Yeah.
Can we take an out for close that there?
There's only half in it, Michael, half photographs.
Huh?
Half it, half speeches and...
Have you got your glasses, John?
It's Harrods.
There we go.
$2.99.
Noreen.
Stand up, Johnny. Stand up.
Mr. President, Mr. Vice President, this mic working, yes? Mr. Vice Captain, Lady President, Lady Captain, Lady Vice Captain, and others. First of all, I have to say that you all know me to be a rather shy and introverted person. And after today, I know how Paul Revere felt. I know how Roy Rogers felt.
What about
And I also know why he sang with a falsetto voice. And I dare anyone tonight to ask Pauline to sing. But anyway, to stand here tonight as captain of Forrest Little is, for me, I would have to say, one of the greatest honours in my life. I came in here the other day and I was looking up at the board inside that showed all the tremendous, hard-working and talented men that have brought this club to its present position. And I know, and I very confidently say, that each and every one of them are very honoured to have their name up there beside mine. You've got me laughing at my own jokes, so don't get me going. No, I retrieved that. It's a pleasure that my name is out there beside theirs. It's a great honour and I do appreciate it.
I'll sing again, Johnny.
I remember Michael Sheridan, going back a couple of years, he made the same speech and he said, I can't get over the respect there is for the office of captaincy. And I have to repeat his words. The respect for captaincy in this club, it's absolutely beautiful, and that's a credit to each and every one of you for that respect, and it is appreciated, and it makes the office that more beautiful and enjoyable. Part, or mainly the reason why I'm standing here tonight, I have to give credit to one man. I think he adopted me a few years back when I retired, or sorry, Liam, semi-retired. And he said to me, Johnny, would you not consider going on committee? And I said, no, Brian, I am not, no. And go ahead. And he gave he spoke on my behalf at committee meeting with such glowing words that I walked onto committee. And then he came along after a few years and he said, look, I'm leaving on second next year. He says, there's a position that might suit you, you know. And I had a word in Michael Sheridan's ear and that came about too. And then Brian was made captain, and last year he made the ultimate sacrifice and he asked me to be his vice captain. Brian, I salute you and I thank you. Because without you tonight I wouldn't be standing here and I wouldn't be achieving this great honour. Thank you, Brian. I'd like to now say that the ladies are very shrewd. That if you go, I was talking to Pauline earlier today, as you go back over the years, last number of years anyway, we had a situation where I think the ladies picked their lady captain to suit the height of the captain. You have to think about it though. You had Jerry Higgins and Annie Taylor. You had Gary Dempsey and Gary Hughes, Billy Staunton and Grace, Brian Dooley and Margaret, and myself and Pauline. But Pauline, I couldn't ask for a more gracious and lovely lady to be my to be my captain. She's a lovely lady. I've never seen her any other way but smiling, and I know I'm going to enjoy the year. She may have problems, but I'll enjoy it. I would also like to thank very much the one person that's been very kind and gracious and understanding to me, and that's my wife, Ina. She's not a golfer, and no, not a great interest in golf, but she treats Forrest Little as our social club. She comes over very often, and she's part of the furniture, and I think she's better known than I am. But Ina, thank you for your support and your help, and I appreciate it. I'd also like to thank and welcome my two daughters, Ingrid and Barbara, and my son Jim tonight. It's nice to have them along, and it's great to have their support. Thank you very much. To the committee. The committee this year is I have tremendous respect for committee men. I have more respect for committee men than I have for officers. And I'll tell you why. Officers know what they're doing. Committee men go on committee and they don't know what the hell they're getting. Look at Paddy Rogers, look what happened to him. These men go on committee and they're open to get any job that's offered to them, and fair dues to each and every one of them. They take it on board, they do the best they can, and I can tell you now they worked hard and very earnestly for you, the members, and I respect them very much, and I know you do too. I'd like to thank my guests who arrived tonight. They've already been mentioned. It's nice to have friends around you on a night like this, and I appreciate their presence, and I thank them for helping to make this night enjoyable and wholesome for me. Thanks very much for your presence here tonight. How do you go about thanking people for today? I mean, I can stand here all night. I'd like to thank Pauline and our committee for the tremendous work that went into today. I'd like to thank all those involved from the men's side of things for making the day so beautiful. I'm going to kick the butt out of Jack Kerwin. I have to say that Jack is really in his element as PRO. He's got a way about him and he's got a flair about him that goes along with the job, and I have to say that I am indebted to him for making this day so memorable and enjoyable for Pauline and I, and I'm sure for many members of the club. Thank you, Jack. To all those who work for today, I know there are two men that I would like to say. They were out here in the course from 6 and 7 in the morning. They walked the course and came back in and gave early reports. John O'Mara, I don't think he's been to bed for the last 4 nights trying to ensure we have a course to play on today. And Gary Dempsey. John Joe and Gary, my esteemed thanks to you, and I know the thanks of all the members go with you too for your efforts, and we appreciate that. Thank you, John. To Johnny Masterson and his team in competitions. Johnny's here for many hours too. He puts in a lot of work in competitions. He's Mr. Wonderful. Johnny, my thanks to you and your team for a job very well done. Thank you. I'd like to thank Brian Cooney and his team in catering. The meal was exceptional. It was beautiful, and I must say I enjoyed it, and I think everybody enjoyed it. to all any staff for the tremendous work that's been gone into the course and made this day possible. Our esteemed thanks. Thank you very much to Owen and all your team. To the bar and catering, we have a new staff member today. Audrey Hepburn joined us for a few hours work. Did you notice Linda's hairdo? To all those in the bar, thanks very much for your efforts, and thanks for your kindness, and thanks for being so pleasant. Thank you. And the Fingal Catering, they do a good job, they deserve support, and I would ask you, if you're going out for a meal or you're having a function, please come here, because they're excellent, they're good value, and they deserve support. I won't delay you any more longer, just a minute more. I just want to tell you one little small story, and I can even take off my glasses for this one. I remember when I was, oh, there's Joe Hyland there. Maeve, where are you? There's Joe Hyland down there, your love life. I remember when I was about 10, and back in Portmarnock in those years, it wasn't long after the war, and
Right, Rogers.
can honest secretaries be replaced? I would have to say I was about 10. And although in Portmarnock in those years, everybody caddied, you know, we all caddied. And I'd love to say I was caddying for pocket money, but I wasn't. I was caddying for your ball to give to the mother. And you're all supposed to say, oh no. But anyway, I remember I went down one day and I was caddying for Dr. Jack Eustace. I still remember it. And he is still the president of Portmarnock in this their centenary year. And I came home very wet and tired and miserable, and I went in, and my mother, being the nice lady she was drying me with the towel and saying, who are you caddying for today? And I was caddying for Dr. Eustace, and he's the captain. And I remember saying to me, when she says, one day you'll be captain of your own golf club. I don't want any violins, please. But I have to say that her words are in my ears and heart tonight, and I couldn't be more proud to be a member of and captain of any other club than Forrest. Thanks very much.
Very rough with the towel on the
Well, after that speech now, Albert Reynolds is looking for candidates for the European elections that might pick on Johnny. Now, about 20 years ago when I was a teenager, sorry, 25 years ago, there was a film on in town called The Pearls of Pauline, and you spell that with P-E-R-I-L. Well, the Pauline that we have tonight, you spell it with a P-E-A-R-L. And could we have our lady captain, Pauline?
Johnny's down there trying to frighten the life out of me, telling me I'll have to talk for 10 minutes. Well, I'm not going to talk for 10 minutes, but I just do want to say what a marvellous feeling it was today to have both our family and friends here. Such support and such a wonderful day. It was just unbelievable. I would like to thank the Ladies Committee, Margaret, for asking me to play the captain. At the time I didn't think it was a great idea, but today was a great day. I must say I did enjoy it. And we have two ladies from my committee who actually came out of hospital and came up here today, and I think that's just great. And the girls who did the cowgirls to my day 11s, thank you very much. To Andy, what do I say about Andy? Just to Jem. And Johnny's now not too bad a pair himself. I'm really looking forward to working with Johnny. He's very I have to choose these words very carefully. He's very approachable. He's promised me. And I'm going to keep him to it. And I hope Ina will have patience with us through the year. What else I'd say? Oh yes. I want to, I don't know whether I should thank Jack Kirwan for the horses. I, in my innocence, went round the back and I saw the horse box and I said to Johnny, we must be coming in a horse box. I went around and saw the two horses wagging their yellow and royal blue tails. And I also would like to thank John Joe and Jim Grehan for the reception on the first tee. It's very conducive to good golf. So I hope for all our sakes that the weather improves and we can get back into playing golf. And I want to thank you all, really and truly. This has been a marvellous day. And I hope Johnny and I will continue to work this year for the betterment of the club and for all of you. And I think this year, the men are making great strides with the ladies and vice versa. So I hope you have a lovely evening and thank you all for coming.
Well, after calling Pauline a pearl, wasn't it lovely the way she called her husband a gem? Now there are some cards here, and I have to start off with a card. It's really a beautiful card, and it must have cost a bomb. If you'd just like to have a look at it there, it's a beautiful card. And this is to Johnny Lonergan, John and family, from John and Mary Kane and John and Lorraine Dennis. Best of luck in your year of office. It really is a beautiful card. The next card is from Kieran and Dan McCabe. Johnny, our very best wishes and good luck in your captaincy in 1994. Kieran and Anne McCabe. And the caption inside reads, now obviously he never paid Johnny Lonergan for £1. We'd say break a leg, but you're so conscientious you'll probably do it. Now, good luck is written on this card. Dear Captain, we hope you have a very happy and memorable year. From John and Margaret McNeese. Now, the last one is on the occasion of your drive-in. You were always a sweetheart, lose or win. So the day before Valentine's, you had your drive-in. For the crowd who assembled on your lovely home course, you did it for Andy, of course, on a horse. And that was from Sheila, Esther and Peter Wordsworth O'Neill. Now, before we go on with the presentation of prizes, Jeanette Lawler has a poem, and if Jeanette would know, is she there?
1 minute.
1 minute, right. Well, I have to keep on talking. Now, what am I going to talk about? Perhaps in the meantime, if our Vice Captain, Christy O'Toole, would come up and announce the prize winners of the competitions today, please. And could we have the captains to present the prizes with you?
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to give a speech. Johnny, I'm just going up to give Johnny, our new chairman of competitions, a hand with the presentation of prizes. There's one thing I'd let you in on though. Johnny, our captain, has asked me to look for a license from the guy from the Jockey Club from this year. He doesn't matter where I was sitting over the horse. I don't believe it's the first time he had his legs across. We're going into the presentation of prizes, gentlemen and ladies.
We had a 4-body par over 16 holes this morning, and it was won by Jerry Flynn playing off 7, and Richie Kane off 16, and he had an 11 up. I don't know how many of the guys that played this morning are still around. They were not in here. That's very good. Oh, well, Richie is there too. Well done.
16 holes. That's 4, isn't it?
Congratulations, Jerry and Ollie. And in second place, give them a good hand. In second place, actually, Joe Hyland's here, and he always says he has bred the greatest
There's the Bowsies from Rossapena. Mary.
Tony, we're going to put hay on them.
I did, Joe. I did, Joe, yeah. I see you're going a bit thin on top. Well done, Joe. How you, Ben?
Sorry, Frank McEwen, there you are.
Joe, you get ready, we can go.
Now it's recording. Joe Cummins. Let's put her in the club. Oh, Joe! Don't believe it. Another foul for the captain's prize, Danny Conroy. And this is Eddie, our chef, doing a marvellous job. Best of food. Thanks, Ed. John McCarthy. Nice swing. Tommy Nugent. Right, John. Let me get that there. I like to leave these good there, Kieran. Well, it'll be censored anyway. Kieran, all he's complaining about is the thirst. But they still come in with about a 76 gross, I know him. There's Johnny Higgins now. Hit a great shot, but just caught the bunker. Well, no, I'm going to watch you hit it down the middle, Kieran. Look at that for a follow through. Majestic. John Daly. Des. Are you happy, Des?
Okay.
I nearly got one of Christie's.
That looks good.
We were sitting there today and 6 balls went into that. What happened, John?
Good shot, kid. Are you proud of that one, Christy? What did Joe have on that hole?
A 9.
That was a good one.
Very lucky he hadn't a 10.
I believe he fell in love with the trees up there.
fresh air, you name it.
No, all right, Brian.
Got my Parno.
How's it going?
It's not going good.
Oh,
Am I allowed to use language?
you are. You can do what you like today.
You're a bit late for all. I've used up all the bad language.
Good man, Brian.
It's the worst shot you hit all day. He's camera shy.
Is it on the green?
No,
I hope you didn't get the ball, Johnny. You don't mind the fucking swing, but the ball.
I got the swing.
Shot, John.
Oh, I'm going to follow through on that.
Jesus. I'm too embarrassed to take out a wood. The camera, you know.
Now don't follow the ball. Whatever you do. Just watch my lips. Am I all right? Are you focused?
I have you centre stage. Oh?
Don't follow the ball.
Talk to me, Brian. Talk to me.
Not the best. Not the
Is it on the green?
No, it's in the green.
Oh, so can I take it it's a virgin green?
It is.
And it is a virgin green. This is Noel Gregan now playing his second shot into the 12th. Daddy's drive?
Huh?
Daddy's drive?
Yeah.
Good Lord. Good Lord, that's a drive from the 12th tee. It's only about 15 yards off the green. Shot. Pardon?
Look at this, look. Captain, look at this, look.
Very expensive, much inconvenience I can have it.
Yeah, Sam Torrance game that short.
to make sure he wasn't going to be late. There's Brian, what's his name? Just come in there.
Harry Hope.
There's the winner now.
I'm Brian. Did you play yesterday? No, I'm just going to...
Hello, Michael. Hello, Michael.
Can't see ya.
Can't see.
Yes.
Who was? Yes, Brian, may I be of assistance? Better late than never.
Yes, yeah, it's calling you.
Right, right.
Now you can switch it off. Very good. Well, I'll stand in there and get another one. No, get in there. You never turned off the record yet, so. You're still recording.
Is it?
Yeah.
Sorry, Johnny. You told me to press the button on me, didn't you?
Thank you, Ronan.
You told me to press the button, Johnny.
Well, I hope you... Was it recording when I was on?
Must have been.
The oldest swinger in town, Mick Ward. What you got, Mick? 60 what?
69. I do, sir.
John, you're getting more handsome every day.
Let's look, Captain.
Good luck, Ronan. Good luck, lads. Enjoy your game. We're on the putting green now. 5 handicapper. Kieran Buggy. I don't believe it.
That was take one.
I don't believe it. Do it again and I'll give you honorary membership for life.
You heard the captain.
I take it back.
Okay, I pressed the button and our card is on.
Good. So I'm just going to show you how to put, Kieran. Can I show you how to put?
You can indeed, yes.
I don't think that was as good as your one. I hate these putters that are taller than you.
Just prop you up.
That's very good. I got a putt. First putt in about 10 years. Well done. Just hit that red button now.
I can't say anything about the course. Magnificent.
Good course, Jim.
Oh, magnificent.
Lovely course.
They're walking too fast, lads.
How's that, Mr. Captain?
That's beautiful.
That's the first time he's been accused of walking fast.
Well done. Good luck, Peter.
Are they that good, lads?
No. It's just so many of them we have to, it takes time to count, you know. Calculator.
Yes.
One of the priests. The two brothers, he had that. There was more than the whole and yeah, nothing. Yeah, they were pulled down playing the 17th on the 17th green. Yeah, that's right, yeah. It's a long week of God,
Well, Jim,
That's a long joke from me.
you going to do the business?
Before or after?
Another contender? Only
With the 2 big hitters. Thank you.
are they on the fairway?
Yeah.
Hit the ball like to the 9th.
Yeah.
He's the favourite now for James.
What a player. Martin, hold it there a second. That away, Jim. Any good, Martin? That's a great score. I'd just like to introduce to everybody the Godfather. He's here all morning, all day, running the show.
I'll be here all night as well.
And he's younger he's getting.
Thank you, Captain.
Well done, John. Thanks very much for everything.
God bless us.
Noel, how are you doing?
Hey, Noel. You going out? You going out? What scores you got last week? And another 66 today.
And by the way, I want to ask you, where's this hotel in London I'm going to?
You're going to, no, the one down where all the hookers go.
Yes.
Down there.
That's where I saw you the last time.
There we are.
Yeah. Yeah, it's recording, John, yeah.
Just want to... That's great.
Oh, I love it, John.
You're very unlucky, Peter. Just went over the green. Peter Cardigan. Sit down. Sit down. Peter Duffy. Peter, I think, is going reasonably well. I don't know about Peter Duffy. That wasn't too clever now then. He was too quick.
I tell you, 30, 33, 4, 37, 5, 4. We have about a 41 out there. The dishes are not that easy. You hit a great 8 iron now, sand out.
Well, that's a bit spacey, is it?
No?
No. Oh, right, okay.
Not too bad.
What did he do with the sand there, Peter?
Huh?
What did he do with the sand?
He drove into sand.
And what did he do with it?
8 iron.
But wasn't he very
Great shot,
quick?
great shot.
But wasn't Dan very quick?
The Dan was very quick over the bumper there. I think he didn't give himself much chance over the bumper. He was very quick over the bumper.
He's normally a very good bunker player.
Is he?
Excellent. Excellent, yeah. As good as any in the club. Just he just didn't get it right there. Still 1.
This isn't important, but...
He gets this, it's a 5. Sorry, Dan.
Okay, Peter. It'll take up the commentary.
Well done, Dan. Oh, hard up then. Hard up.
That's a pity now.
Both of them had the three disasters there, man.
Three of them, John, and they missed shortcuts. It's a pity.
There's nobody there. Adam doesn't want to sit there.
Hiya, Mick. Come on, Dick.
Take the tip,
Jimmy, how are you? Come round till I get a...
No, I'm alright. I'll open the other right, I'll get used to it. Open the other eye.
This eye?
No, the two of them, open both your eyes.
Oh.
And just get used to it.
Yeah.
Then roam your other eye around so that you can see where you're going.
Yeah.
Understand?
You know, you're trying to close your eyes.
You
That's
do,
right,
everyone
yeah.
does it, yeah. Captain, you won't get any more space in those tables.
That's
I'm not
okay.
juggling them around and
That's
it's
okay.
just the shape of them, you know.
I'll leave it with you.
Won't get around.
Go ahead, you're okay.
That's all right. I was waiting just in case. Oh look, I think I'm still.
Sugar. Would you believe? That's better now, that's better.
Now tell me, I haven't combed my hair now.
Well, George, if you had any hair to comb, but I'll tell you one thing.
Yeah,
If you had hair, George, there'd be no stopping you.
yeah.
Couldn't live with you.
What are you doing now? You're pointing that at the floor.
No, I'm not.
I'm not that small. Oh, sorry.
You're okay. Come ahead.
Come on, Joe.
Come ahead, Joe.
This man had a good score now, Captain.
Had you? Joe?
Yeah.
What you got, Joe?
A 64, Johnny.
You have not.
I'm going to give you a flash.
Well, this is one of our very senior golfers just giving us a little extra on Captain's Day. Thank you, Martin.
Will I go this way then?
Lovely. That's brilliant. That's brilliant.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Honour President, Mr. Sean Byrne.
Thank you, George. Mr. Captain, Lady President, Lady Captain, ladies and gentlemen. Good we all welcome to everyone, especially our Captain's special guests, his wife Ina, son Jim, daughters Barbara and Ingrid, all his family members, Secretary Manager Tony Green, his wife Elaine, And indeed, to everyone, thank you for being here to support in the first place and enjoy in the second place our Captain's Prize giving. I nearly said the last, in the most recent issue of Forrest Leaves, there's an article submitted by PJ Dial, headed Captain Material. Now I know many of you will have read it, but many may not, and those of us who have read it the first time may not have taken it in. But it goes on to say the captain's job is a tough one, and it is a rare person that has all the qualities that members look for. But above all, the captain must be a leader, able to command the following. He must have an inner drive to overcome difficulties, a constancy of vision, high standards, a keen sense of judgment, with the necessary guile and exceptional dedication and commitment to the club. Members rely on him for calm unflappability that never shows signs of stress or frustration, for his patience and readiness to listen to other points of view, however unwelcome he may find them to be, for his honesty in following through an argument and accepting its logical conclusion, even when it falls against his own position, and for his capacity to respond to practical suggestions. The captain is a charismatic figure, outgoing and gregarious, generous to a fault, charitable in conversation, unfailingly courteous, communicative, persuasive, and a fund of good humour and common sense. There is no stridency or exhibitionism, that's very hard to say, exhibitionism in him. But his light-hearted, engaging, and unobtrusive nature conceals an inner toughness. He is a pillar of the members' universe, who inspires confidence, warmth, loyalty, and a shared pride in his and the club's achievements. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think that we are indeed fortunate to have a captain. I don't know why I can put him off, but we are perfectly fortunate to have a captain who possesses all of the qualities mentioned. Now, many years ago, more than 20 years ago, and certainly more than 20 years ago, Mr. J. Lonergan was a mystery man as far as the ladies were concerned. And for a few years after that, they competed annually for, in inverted commas, Mr. J. Lonergan's prize. But they could not put a face to the name. Indeed, I was asked many a time, who is this Mr. J. Lonergan? I do believe that that particular mystery has by now been well and truly solved. There can be no doubting the fact that the captain has the most difficult and demanding job of any member. And one of his most difficult and demanding tasks is the selection of his captain's prizes. To say that he has selected successfully would be a glorious understatement. Mr. Captain, I thank you on behalf of our members for providing this marvellous array of prizes, and I congratulate in advance the fortunate recipients. Mr. Captain, I thank you also for all you have done and no doubt will continue to do for the club, for us, throughout the full term of your office. My greatest wish for you would be that this day will provide you with many, many happy memories that you may enjoy for the rest of your life. Thank you, Mr. Captain.
Sean, thank you very much, Mr. President, for those very kind words. Now, I'd now like to call on a very special friend of mine. He's very special because I think he's the only man in the club that's smaller than me. So I'd like to call on our captain, Mr. John Lonergan, and perhaps his gracious wife, lovely wife, Ina, would come up with him also.
Mr. President, I give you a box, John Joe. Mr. Vice Captain, Lady President, Lady Captain, Lady Vice Captain, members of Forrest Little, visitors, my wife Ina, my family, my in-laws, my outlaws, or anybody who wants to donate money to me. You're all very welcome tonight. I'm just looking at this here, and we'll be here all night. If I go to read everything that's here, we'll be here till 12 o'clock, but I'll get through it quickly. I just put on the top of the page here, Captain. And to stand here, people say it's a great honour to be captain of a club. And it is a great honour to be captain of a club. But for me tonight, I feel so privileged that I remember the words of one ex-captain who sent me a card tonight. He couldn't be here, Phil McIntyre. His mother-in-law is very ill and couldn't be here. And I remember Phil standing here saying, in his captaincy saying, I feel very humble. And tonight, I feel very humble. I feel proud, I feel honoured, I feel privileged to be captain of what I consider to be the best club in the country. It is unbelievable for warmth and for atmosphere and for everything that's good in friendship, in golf and enjoyment. It's my privilege to be captain of this club, and I thank you, the members, for giving me that privilege. To go on a little bit, this is fun, but I never knew I had a head of hair until this week. Did you see the scorecards? And I'm even handsome. For giving me that great outline and features, may I thank Michael Cannon, who is in the background and every year goes to great pains and effort to create a caricature that goes on every card. And I know every captain is privileged with his workmanship. Michael, thank you. To all the competitors that competed, may I say that I'm very proud that there was such a great entry. It was marvellous, and it's a tribute to the membership of this club that they, by hook or by crook, the honour the captain by taking part, and the figures justified the esteem in which I hold you. The weather last week was absolutely marvellous. We had great scores, everything went well, and today was just a little bit different. But the proudest moment I had last week was to shake Dan Carton's hand. It was absolutely brilliant. I know myself that in 1986 I was a leading qualifier. Would you believe it? I stood in the last tee, on the first tee at 3:30 or 20 to 4, and I can honestly tell you now, I shook like a leaf. And I came up the 18th needing a 5 to win the captain's prize. And I went numb, I went blind, I had no feeling, and I did great wonders to get a 7. So I can understand the pressures that was out there today. I'll just come along to my family, if I may, just to say that it is a great, happy moment for Ina and myself that my 3 children are here tonight, and my daughter's back from Italy working. She made it her business to be here, and I have here some personal friends that joining me, in-laws and Ina's sisters. She's got 4 sisters. I didn't wish them a pick when I was getting married, but I just put my hand into a drum and I picked out one, and I got Ina. And Peter, Marie Corrigan, Simon Connor, Jimmy Martin, Brian Dooley, our Vice President, who had made a mistake of picking me as his Vice Captain. But Brian, thank you for that. Can I just come to the prizes and I say that I really have to hand over the plaudits I got in relation to the prizes to my wife Anna. She was the backbone of what you see here, and I thank her for that. I just have to make a slight comment in relation to the fourth prize. Fourth prize is the dancing couple here. And before Ryan and I go to bed every night, we dance like that. The only difference is we've no clothes on. And we lock the door in case the kids will come in. And I have to say that I didn't realise that my name was God. Because her Sean made me feel as if I could walk on water, but Sean, you know I'm a contrarian little so-so. To Jack here one today, Jack did a tremendous day's work today. He was out there, after half an hour they found out which was his best side to shoot from. But Jack spent the day out there, put in about 4 or 5 hard hours, and each year he does a marvellous job on video, and he did the same today. Jack, thank you. I had a few slutty jokes to tell you, but I've been impeached and said I can't repeat them, so I mean that's gone. But I may have come to one little aspect of our year this year, of my day, and I decided to have a little pudding competition. And I went to our chairman of juveniles, Kieran Bucky, early in the year, and I said, Kieran, would the juveniles look after that for me? And he said, certainly. And I have to say, 2 young gentlemen, Kieran's son and Austin Richardson's son, spent 3 days, put in a lot of effort, and really they hoisted the flag for juveniles for me this weekend. I'm proud of them and I thank them. I'd like to say to Paddy Higgins, who organised and set up the possibility of having a little video made for the day. He was the one that organised the guys to come out from RTE and shoot. And later on in the year, it'll be about a 45-50 minute video that will be condensed and edited, and I'll be selling those at about a tenner each. As you know, times are tough, and I'm only a pensioner, and I'm going to spend a lot of money on clothes, so I have to be doing something. To Jimmy and Alan in the kitchen, what can I say? We had a beautiful meal. I'm sorry you couldn't have all joined us, but the people that are sitting down think they're not paying for it, but they're paying for it for themselves. To Jimmy and Alan, thank you for a lovely meal. To Jim Graham, our chairman of bar, thank you, Jim. We have a brilliant bar service over there. We have a lovely bar staff. They're a credit to us, and it's a pleasure to come here for a drink. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Never leave us, because your contribution is such that it's unequal, because I appreciate it and I know what you did. I know the effort you put into putting the course right, and on behalf of everyone I know you'll extend my sentiments to you and to Owen and the course staff for really a marvellous job, John. Thank you. And I'm not going to delay it too long, maybe just another half an hour or so. I come to our office staff of Tony Greeny in Florrie. Tony is the type of man that he's never perturbed, and if you ring him up about 10 times a day and say, I'm sorry for intruding, there's never any embarrassment. You feel free to contact him at any time. He'll do anything for you. We're happy to have him. He does a marvellous job and he's been a great help to me. To Tony of Florrie, Tony, thank you. And I'm nearly finished, but I have to say that I can't believe that the honour ever came my way. It was a bit meteoric, my rise to captaincy. Brian Dooley, I paid him 400 quid about 4 years ago. And actually, he's so disappointed this year he gave me back 2. But I have to say, Brian, you extended to me one of the greatest pleasures of my life. I live for this club, and I will do anything to progress this club. And I have to say that I'm so proud to be captain of this club, I can't express in words. So finally, if I may, to just say to my wife, who has been my supporter, who has been my help and staunch friend, unselfish and great. Yeah, I have it, Brian. I have to say that I would like just to present her with my sentiments of thanks, a bouquet of flowers. And in doing that, I definitely have to tell you that the key to our bedroom will be turned tonight. And I have to say, you leave. Well, I mean, you heard what Sean Bourne said about me. If I'm that good, can I leave just maybe a little bit of last wine to last? And a man that works day and night for our club, who is here most days of the week, who puts in tremendous effort, who makes things run smoothly, and never counts the cost. Could I ask you to put your hands together to a warm round of applause in our thanks to Johnny Masterson and his team. Now, before the presentation, could I ask that, but just to show my appreciation, and I'm sure I speak for everybody sitting here and every member in the club, when I ask John Joe Marr, John, would you come forward, that I can present you with some token of my esteem. I haven't got my glasses on, so this is from memory. And on it is the crest of John Joe Marr and the crest of Forrest Little. And it says, to John Joe Marr, in appreciation of your contribution and efforts to Forrest Little and to me in my year of office. And I couldn't be more happy or proud to present any man with this token.
Mr. Captain, Mr. President, Mr. Vice Captain, Lady Captain, Lady President, I'm very much overcome by this. I wish to thank the Captain for all the kind words he has said about me. What I do in Forrest Little, I enjoy doing it, and I hope, and I know the members appreciate it. And when I'm around, I have to be doing something. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much.
May I congratulate exceptional was to the ladies. Now I think that has to be a first for Forrest Little. Thank you very much. Now at the outset of my year, you said I could have anything. And I want to let you all know that he is a man of his word. The ladies of Forrest Little, John, hold you in very high regard. We think you're a little dote. And we wish you the very best of luck for the remainder of the year. And anything you try to do, if we can help in any way, we'll be only too glad to do so. Now, before I make the announcement, could Dinah come up?
Do a ballerina, I know.
And the winner of the Captain's Prize for 1994, playing of 13 with the 71, was Karen Fairbrother. And could I ask the Captain to come up? Here he is. He's a hugging, whichever you It's been a hug. You got a prize as well. Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, we'll take it. Well done, Karen. And in third place, playing of 12, also with 71, showed to Karen. Now, that's the end of the presentation for the ladies, and could I, on behalf of our ladies, thank Bernie for this beautiful display of prizes for the captain. They were absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Lady Captain.
16 on the last 6, Kieran Bookie. In doing the pulling competition, I thanked Kieran for the juveniles' participation, and to the 2 young men who spent so much time running the competition, I wonder could I ask the sons of Austin Richardson and Kieran Bookie to come forward, that I might present them with some of the token of my appreciation. We'll start with the leading qualifier on Saturday was Pat Carroll of 25 with a 63. And the runner-up on the Saturday was Jimmy Grimes playing off 15 with a 64.
Saturday.
And the leading qualifier on the Sunday was Noel Kieran playing off 20 with a 66. And the runner-up was Pat Smith playing off 14 with a 67. Now, unfortunately, Pat can't be here tonight. Now, the non-qualifiers today was won by Tom Sexton playing off 16 with a 66. Now the winner of today's prize, just today's 18 holes, was S. Lyons of 12 with a 66. And second place was Stephen Ryan off 9 with a 68 on the back 9. Now the junior prize was won with Kevin Murray off 12 with 137. 18 with 141. And the winner of the 5-day was Owen McKay playing off 17 with 136. Now the past captain's prize was won by Patrick. Now we come to the main 5 prizes here. In 5th place we had Peter Duffy playing off 19 with 135, and he won around the back on the front. Playing off 11 with 134.
very bad.